Hi, this is Steve and welcome to my blog. I've noticed over the last few years that I muck about with the on the Coral side. I always try and do the daily lotteries. Now the most frequent one is, let's get it up, is the Irish lottery, what they call the Irish Daily Millions. Which of course, being live, it's now going to take forever to load up. And I've often thought, well, what if you just did the average, the most frequent numbers? What if you just did the averages and just play the average numbers? What are the chances of that happening? And here it is, the afternoon one, which I don't recommend, by the way. Do the evening one, and they do two draws, and really got to do the two draws. It's like juggling soot. But I click on the Combi Bets one. It's the easiest way of doing it. See, and then you've got all these all the numbers. So you think, well, what are the averages? You think six. You pick six numbers. Six numbers, but you can have a lot more than say. Well, what do you think? Well, what if I had added two more numbers? Yeah, fair enough. You cut down on your prize money, but the sad thing about the matter is you're never going to get six numbers. You're not even going to get five numbers really. But the chances of getting three and four numbers, they're quite good. But it's what if you just picked the average numbers? Well, now I've already prepared a handy chart here, and nothing's going to work today. And this is the one I like the most when it behaves itself. Here we go. So you see, I hope that shows up. I don't have to blow the thing up any more than that. But they're the average numbers. So you can see what we've got there. We've got 9, 10. Let's see what the highest peaking ones, and you know, you can pull up anything you like really. The curious thing I always find is 38 and 39. The last two numbers go up more than any of the others. But the point is to space them out. Some in the lows, some in the middle, and some at the end. So you then take what are if you took more than 6, if you took 11. Or I've even, and obviously the Corals have sat and thought about this themselves, because what if you go to more than 15? You're not allowed to play. Well, it's just pointless doing it. But so if you were to do any 2 from that, or any, let's say any 3 from that, have the lowest amount of money you can, which is a penny. That would be, it would cost you £9, £9.10. to do the 2 lotteries for 15 numbers on those 2 lotteries. So you think, well, all right, then I'll go with you. What would happen then if we had those 15 numbers? We risked that tenner. What would happen? Let's see if I'm doing this live. So it probably won't work. And there we go. 15. It should come up. There we go. There it comes up. This is I'm not up to date with this, but look at this. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You would have got 5 numbers there, but remember we're only playing for 3. So you see 3 numbers there, 3 numbers there, 3 numbers there, 4 numbers there, and as it goes on, see the averages. 3 numbers, 4 numbers, on and on and on it goes. And I could show you chart upon chart upon chart, saying, you know, sometimes you get 4, sometimes you get 5, chart upon chart upon chart. So it's a lot of money. I mean, nearly a tenner a day risking on these lotteries, and that's just one lottery. And then the other lottery, when I can find it, which is this one. Hopefully I'm not showing away any vitally important things there. I've done this before and shown all the passwords up on the thing. So this is the Irish Lottery Daily Millions, the ordinary lottery, and just go through it all again just in case I messed it all up. And this should come up. There it comes up, right. So, and this is the you can do that. I find the plus numbers are a pretty good average for, you know, we'll do it properly. We'll do what the average is for these, which I think you get the picture with this by now. Hopefully you do. But one of the ironies is, I find, is that the numbers for plus also are pretty compatible with the ordinary one. In other words, you can use the same set of numbers. So, but you can see 2, 3, 2, 3. Sometimes you get 4. Sometimes you get, you know, sometimes I think there are some 5s in here somewhere. But it's not too bad. It's a pretty good way of doing it. So you're not going to make a fortune. Like I say, you're gambling a tenner a day. So you're going to have some days, as you can see here. Let's go back to the other one because I prefer the plus one to this one. Yeah, you're going to have some days when you're going to get zip. You're not going to get, you know, so you've got to go for 2 days. We've got there 1, 2, 3, 4 days. When you've got 40 quid, or near as damn it 40 quid, 40 quid when you're not getting anything. So, you know, and it's not worth doing it for 2 numbers. It's just, you know, you're buying back your own money. The odds are just incredibly stacked against it. But, you know, it's if you just wanted to do these averages, it's not a bad way to turn another little bit of money. I mean, I've got other ways of doing it, but some of these lower numbers, these lower ones, let me show up here. So the lower ones I ignore, and I have my own guess what I think some of the lower numbers are. So to that extent, instead of having 15 numbers, I cut down on these. I cut it down to about sometimes 11 numbers, or even like 9 numbers. And once you get down to that, you just take the averages and say, well, you might as well play those 3 or 4 numbers anyway because they're in the higher average, and then have your own guess at what you think the lower numbers are going to be. And so that way you're risking a lot less than £10 a day. You're down to £2 or £3 a day, and the returns on that are quite reasonable. I mean, let's just go through clear everything out of the way. 3 numbers. If you just pick 3 numbers, treble. Let's set a pound on it. So see if you paid. You've got 3 numbers out of that. That's 802 pounds on return of that. Well, that's just for a pound, but I wouldn't recommend that. I'd recommend, you know, a lot less. With 10 pence you get 80 quid. 20 pence, because remember you're doing 2 lotteries, doing the first and the second. That's on the same 3 numbers. So it's only really 10 pence per. I think it's the truth of the matter is it's 40 quid. You get back from that. So it's not 40 quid for 10 pence is not too bad. It's not a bad way of doing it. And so you say, well, what if you've got 4 numbers? Trebles on 4 for 10 pence. So it's the combination, the permutation of 3 plus 3 plus 3. I think that's how they do it. Would be for 40 pence you get 300. What's that? 150, 160 quid. That's what you get back from it. So that's not a bad way of doing it. If you say you were to do it for real. Let's say I was to do nine numbers. I say most of those, let's say the first 4 or 5 are my averages, and the remaining ones are my guesses. And I was playing both lotteries for 3 numbers, 10 pence. So it's a lot of money, 16. So you see what I mean. So you cut that down. Let's get it down to 7 numbers. It's not too bad. 10 pence, 7 numbers on a treble. So it's £3.50, and you get, my maths are so terrible, 2807 divided by 2 is really £1,403. So that's not that. I mean, that's, you know, that should, did I get that right? Yes, that's just getting 3 numbers. So if you've got 3 numbers from that, just playing 6 numbers, you get half of that, which is 1403. So that's not a bad for £7 a day. You know, on both lotteries. So the other one might come up. You know, you might get 3 numbers on the other one. So it's not a bad rate of return. I mean, if that's a lot of money to gamble every day. Trebles from 7. So if you did a penny a day, 280, which is £140. You know, for £35 stake, effectively, because you play both lotteries. So if you get those averages on 6 to 7, I mean, obviously the more numbers you add to it, your your stake money of the day comes up, so it's still 224, you know, 225-ish, half of that you'd get on 3 numbers. So you can make your own mind up whether you and I'd say guess the lower ones, because look, as you can see, up till 7 or 8, the odds are appalling. And stick with these averages. Stick with these 4 or 5 numbers and the averages, and guess the rest of them. But you know, it's up to you whether you want to gamble more money than that. Put more money behind it, and the averages, where I got these averages from, all you could do is Google most frequent numbers, and the 3 sites I came up with was, oh, let's sort of play me up there. This is one of the best ones. That's got all the you get all the back results and the most frequent numbers. What's that? Lotto strategies. Another one was a daily. No, none of it's going to come up now, is it? No, I think that's the proper Irish National Lottery. And this one. Yeah, you Google it. I mean, I should think that you'll probably get better results from this anyway. And that's just another one. But see, so you can make your own mind up. And I just do the Irish Daily Millions one because it's easy. Calls do it every day. It comes up, and you can make your own mind up. I'm winning a fortune. It's not. Would I advise anyone to do it? Providing you gamble £2 or £3 a day, I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, what I got down to £4. I got it up nearly to a tenner now. So it's a fairly harmless way of making